3.5 hours by bullet train, 4 hours by car. And we came from Tokyo all the way to the heart of the Shikoku region to visit the famous Scarecrow village. Here is the sign that welcomes you to Kakashi no Sato, which would be Scarecrow village. You can't imagine the adventure getting here. 4 hours of driving with only a quick meal stop. It's all mountain roads. Half was highway or regular roads, but gradually we went deeper into the mountains. And that's exactly where we are right now. We just met Mrs. Ayano Tsukimi, who is the lady that created all these scarecrows. Because this small village, though down to 25 people and becoming depopulated, still isn't completely empty. The lady, since she saw that the people who were here were leaving, migrating to big cities, started doing this. Scarecrows. This one looks like he had a hangover. He even has a beer pin. I think he got a hangover and stole everything. This one is very realistic. Also, when we were coming, it was something we kept running into all the time. Cars that you could tell were coming out of this town, and they were all foreigners. Here's the guest book. And there are entries in every language, a lot in English. I would say Japanese is actually the minority. We're going to leave our signature too. Japatonic, Mrs. Ayano said she leaves pamphlets here. The box and everything look really nice. Mrs. Ayano started making scarecrows 21 years ago. She became very famous a couple of years ago, and well, a lot of foreigners come here because it went super viral on social media. Someone once told me, Nakandaya, yes, okay, when? Without a car, by public transport? From the nearest Bala Shinkansen station, it's around 5 hours by public transport, using trains and buses. I said, no, you have to go by car because you also have to adapt to the public transportation schedules. It's torture. There's the community of the town to chat with. Well, it's also said that, oh, be careful, a car is coming, the cars are going to stop. Look, this happened to us all the time today when we were coming, that we wanted, since the road is super narrow, it's two-way, all the time you have to stop to figure out how to let other cars pass. There's heavy traffic and many speeding cars, so it honestly feels pretty dangerous around here. The thing is, along the way it was all this scenery, just mountains and narrow roads. Sometimes you'd come across a group of 3 or 4 little houses, more or less like this. It's much like the others, but this one became a bit famous for its scarecrows. But it doesn't differ from a bunch of places like this that you find around this area. Good afternoon. Do you live here?
Cross the bridge and visit the sports hall.
Which way? Oh, the one at the school? All right, thank you very much. The people in town are super friendly. Well, since it's not a massive tourist spot, I think the people who live here must appreciate those who come to visit. Because it's a tiny town in the middle of nowhere. And it kind of brings a bit of life when people come by, and that's nice. It rarely gets crowded since it's not a big deal and isn't very large. It's a small town full of dolls that's very far away. To the point that at one moment we saw a bus that looked like it was from the 60s. It's a shame I couldn't record that, but a bus showed up that really looked like it was 60 or 70 years old. The shame is we later saw more buses, but they were just regular ones. Let's see, the town is small, we started at its beginning, and it nearly ends here at the community center, which has lots of decorations like this. You can't see the school itself, but you can see the basketball court where they play sports from the school. Let's go here first. Oh, by the way, Miss Ayano, and I don't know if it's with people from the town, says that they hold classes here. They charge 3,000 yen, about $20, to make scarecrows. That's really great. It's good that she can get some benefit from it. Here are all the steps of how they make them, more or less. With paper. She uses paper, whatever kind, wrapped up. She started in 2012 after returning to Nagoro from Osaka. Mrs. Ayano lived in Osaka until she came back in 2002. She says a German student first made a video about the place in 2014. And it seems that's when it became internationally popular. 2014, so it's already been 10 years. But be careful, they have a public restroom that is spotless. Of what is allowed to visit inside, it's this community center, let's say. The other part of the school we're heading to now has tatami floors. It's beautiful. Here are the newspaper pieces used as scarecrow stuffing. And what's this? They have a stamp. Look, let's send it over here. How nice that they had a stamp made. Ah, there it is. It's nice. Also, things that people who visit leave written, pamphlets. How nice. Look, the newlyweds. Here, it looks like they put a lot of effort into it. Everyone in kimonos. Well, the thing is that Mrs. Ayano also told us that, for example, to go shopping, it takes her an hour and a half by car to get to the supermarket. And basically, it's about going once a week to do the shopping and anything that's an emergency too. It's pretty complicated because the whole road is very narrow, in the middle of the mountains, in the middle of nowhere. You really can't go very fast, no matter how much you want to. Well, look, when I was driving, sometimes there was a car behind me, and whenever I could pull over, I let the others pass. Because you see, honestly, people who are used to driving in the mountains would just smile and start their day. And look, here are folders that are like files, numbered from one of the people who inspired the Scarecrows. I mean, they would represent someone from the town. For example, it says year of birth, but if it's, for example, 2009, that's the year the doll was born, its birth, its real age. Oh, well, 65 years old, the person's name, their height, roughly their weight, what they did for a living, and some story. For example, there was one that said, a lady who really liked to clean the neighborhood. And once they asked her if she wanted to work as a cleaner at Disney Tokyo. I mean, it's a joke, right? Obviously, but it's nice because if you know Japanese, you can kind of come, sit down and read a little bit. They're nice stories, aren't they? And the fact is that here, for example, there are 100 people and here 91. So basically you could say that about 200 people lived in the village at its peak. Maybe. I don't think more than that could have lived around here. Or, for example, here there are a lot of people with the last name Tsukimi who are probably her relatives who lived here. For example, he was a factory worker, so they dressed him in worker's clothes and a helmet. He put a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of effort into this town. Honestly, I mean, each doll has its own little story, and that really makes it magical, beautiful, really beautiful. Here, for example, there's a folder with photos of Miss Ayano, letters, like she keeps all kinds of memories. Newspaper clippings. She appeared in newspapers, in the daily paper. There's one, there's two, there are several. She was in several newspapers. How nice. They leave a lot. I like that she has so many historical memories of the town there, so people can just look around. You can really tell she's the soul of the town. I love this one with Gegege Kitaro, which is a super classic and old anime about yokai, which are folkloric creatures. And this was Nezumi Otoko, the rat man. Ah, look, here there are also newspaper clippings. You can tell this photo is old because this part here is already pretty. This is Donald Trump wearing a United States tie and his hair like this. I'm not sure, maybe not, but I want to believe it. Nothing. Beautiful. How lovely this is. Honestly, it's really magical. In the middle of the mountains, in the middle of nowhere, finding something like this is truly a gem. And we went from scarecrows to cats. Japan is becoming depopulated, and there are either scarecrows or cats, or whatever, but hardly any humans. It says Kakashi Elementary School, meaning Scarecrow Elementary, but that's clearly not the school's real name. Who knows what it was originally called? But look at what a beautiful view there is here. The clouds above the mountains, the river, honestly, as a landscape, it's gorgeous. It's pretty cold here. Tokyo is cool, but not this much. It's a very dry cold. It seems to continue over there, but I'm not sure. We came from the other side, so I don't know. Well, let's see the school. Ah, this is just the entrance. It's not allowed to go in and see. Over there, yeah, let's see what's around here. Ah, of course, obviously here it's full of children's dolls because, of course, they would represent, I guess, the last kids who came to study at this school. I'm really surprised that there's a school around here, but of course there had to be a school somewhere. Recently, many schools in rural Japan have been abandoned. That's just how it is. Another thing is that, for example, here in this yard, Mrs. Ayano was telling us that if there's a medical emergency, a real urgent one, first aid has to come by helicopter. Yes, the nearest hospital is an hour and a half away, which is too far for major emergencies, so they have to use a helicopter. Incredible. Ah, there's the real name of the school. Well, the real name of the school is primary school. Nagoro is the name of the village, right? There's a scarecrow named Carla. Wow. It's big here too. Messages over there, they love her a lot. And yes, the people who visit, that lady gave life to this town, which, well, it's a bit contradictory, isn't it? It's a pretty desolate town. But honestly, I'm telling you, passing through here along the whole way, there was nothing, just little roads and mountains and 2 or 3 houses scattered around. At some point, there was a place there near, no, in the middle of the road, like a tourist area, which was, I don't know if it had hot springs or something else, but honestly, along the whole way, there was nothing. Ah, look, another wedding, but this time with a regular wedding dress. Minasan arigato. It says, thank you everyone. Look how beautiful this altar is with different things. The doll, very nice, beautiful. There's another one over there. Let's see. Wow, I love it. It's so Japan. Ah, it's a shame that you can't visit inside the school. Look at the view inside the school, I mean, on the basketball court. It's just forest, trees, and a river. I wonder if bears show up here. That would be scary. Ah, look at these. They're for walking like this. There's no way I could walk in these. Yeah, no, I'm going to end up hurting myself. I have to drive. Ah, here everyone is wearing yukata, really Matsuri style. Yeah, they used to play something with the ball here, right? Don't open the window. If something flies out, it'll end up in the river. That's not good. Keep the window closed while playing here. Oh, and in the members section, there will be a bit more about the trip. Not in detail, but a little more about what it was like. Thank you so much to everyone who joined as members, because honestly, that really helps us a lot so we can travel more. It increases the budget. Starting next year, we'll also make many videos outside Japan. I want to expand Japatonic, Mundotonic. I think this is the first time I've come to a place that's not touristy. It's not really prepared for tourism, but people still come here as tourists. Many people claim this is the authentic Japan. I always say all of Japan is authentic. Modern or old, it's all Japan. There's a sign here that says there's a place to eat, but I love it because it says it's 1.3 kilometers away. I mean, here where there's nothing, there's a place to eat just a kilometer away. Well, it's not that far, right? But still. I think that here, kilometers really matter, because when we were driving here with the global positioning system, we kept checking. And when it said there were 20 kilometers left, it took a while before it said 19 left. But I mean, really, the scarecrows here are made with the clothes of the people, of the owners, with the clothes of the person they represent. This is taken from a work of art, from a painting whose name I don't know, but it really gets cold in these mountains. And that's even though we're, in theory, a little further south of Tokyo, so it should be warmer. But here, in the middle of the mountains, I wouldn't be surprised if it snows here in winter. The first bridge crossing the entrance to the village. There's no scarecrow, even though there's a bit of a crop and everything. A scarecrow would do them good. But yeah, there's nothing here. But let's see, the village is about 200-300 meters from the part that has scarecrows. A bit further ahead there are more houses, but let's see. When we drive out, we'll find out. There are more houses next door, but honestly, it doesn't seem like it. Ah, look, yeah. Well, I don't know if it's Trump, but at least it's a blonde guy with a tie from the United States, but he's wearing Nike sneakers. Beyond the parking lot, there are supposedly more houses, but honestly, it doesn't seem so. On that side, there are none, at least no scarecrows. It's like everything was concentrated in the 2 or 3 blocks where she lives. There are a few houses here, but no more scarecrows. It's 5 o'clock. It's getting pretty dark, and let's see if we make it out alive, because this mountain road looks pretty tricky. Huh? No, it's just that this isn't the way we came. I mean, we should be a little scared. Oh, there's a scarecrow over there. Well, almost. I'd say it's an alien all the time. It's a narrow road and cars may come from the opposite direction, so you must drive very carefully. We have 3 hours and 50 minutes to the hotel. We're going to get there around 9 at night. Oh God, all this just to walk for an hour among the scarecrows. Wow, you really have to want to come here, folks. Goodbye, scarecrows. I'll never forget you, or you, or you, or you. And goodbye, Mrs. Ayano. Thank you for making this town so beautiful. No, it's really dark. There aren't even street lights here. There it is. Thanks for letting us pass, sir. And again, forest, nothingness itself, again. What's surprising to me isn't that there are people living around here nowadays, but honestly, what surprises me is that people still live here today. At some point, someone said, yes, let's live up in the mountains. It's so nice and peaceful. No, this is crazy. Someone is walking by. What might that man be doing? Ah, look, there are a couple more little houses over there. A gas station that's closed. There's no one there. It really does look like a town. You can see houses over there. Anyway, that's how it is. See you next time. Greetings to you, your family, pet, and jerk neighbor. Bye.